Hello everyone and welcome back to Slowpoke Racing with me, Mark, and we are here with the Ultimate Racing League for our Sunday evening challenge. We are now at round 9 of 10, so the penultimate round, I think is the correct term for it. We are back in America and we are at Michelin Raceway Road, Atlanta. So a little bit more about that in a second. I do want to say a big thank you to our sponsors who have been with us for this season, and that is Dubby and the energy drinks for gamers. So if you do want to head over to their website, dubby.gg, if you enter the code URL7, you will probably get yourself a good discount on some of their products. So do head over and check them out. Also, if you do enjoy these races that we bring you, these replays, if you could hit that like button, and if you haven't already subscribed, if you could do so, that would I would really appreciate that. So thanks for doing that, and for everybody that has subscribed, I really do appreciate it, for every single one of you. So onwards to round 9. It is all hotting up in the league table, so I will have a quick rundown of the league table. As you can see at the top, we've got Wacky Racer, who is just getting further and further out in front. He's on 408 points. Niggle on 323, and then it all gets very tight. Then we've got Aspect in third on 288. James Stephen is in fourth on 280, and Robbie is in fifth on 270. Now the thing with this league table is, I understand Aspect has had to retire for the last 2 rounds, so won't be taking part, so that does actually lead the way for James and maybe even Robbie to leapfrog him. Especially James, he could go up into third. So yeah, it's all to play for at the top of the table. So as I say, we are at Michelin Raceway Road, Atlanta. It is just north of Braselton in Georgia. It's a 2.5 mile road course. There are 12 turns. Well, there are actually 13 turns, but 10 is called 10A and 11 is 10B. Yeah, what, I don't know. It's that's the Americans for you, I suppose. So they class it as 12 turns. It is also famous for the S's, which is a downhill section, series of S bends with a very tight left-hander at the end. We'll come on to that. Well, I'll come on to it now, actually. We have actually an aerial view of the track, so we'll just go through that. Okay, so we'll have a quick rundown of the lap. So it's across the start finish line onto this very short straight. It's where the starting grid is as well. Approaching turn 1, there are no corner names that I can find anyway for this track, so it is all corners 1, 2, etc. So through turn 1, up the hill towards turn 2. It is a bit blind on this one, and as you go through 3 and 4 you can get caught out on that right hand side. Then we go down the hill and head towards the S's. You can see a great shot of the S's there as you go down the hill and through those. You can see the gravel on the right at the bottom of the hill. As you take this left hander, you will get a penalty if you go in there. You can just see the blue and yellow markings, so don't cross too far over that one. Again, another short straight, good overtaking position down towards turn 6 and 7. 2 separate bends, but you can treat it almost as one big bend. So around through 7, and now you're on to the back straight. There are a couple of turns on here, 8 and 9, but it is pretty much a straight road. We're just coming up to where all the campers are going to be parked on the left, so that's all the crowd. You can see a couple of them have turned up already, so they got in nice and early to get themselves a good spot. So it's all the way down here through the penalty zone, which is positioned on this part of the track as well. Then we start down the hill towards turns 10A and 10B, which is a chicane. Again, another gravel trap on the right and one on the left. It's almost like a golf course, isn't it? Then up the hill, under the bridge, into the blind right-hander, down the hill, and then you're entering turns 11 and 12 and across the line to complete the lap. Now the track opened in 1970 and used for all sorts of races. Today we're in the Group 3 cars. So yeah, looking forward to this one. Unfortunately we only have 10 drivers on track, but that's not going to detract from a great race, I'm sure. It is quite a narrow track, so a couple of good overtaking points, especially on that long back straight. So let's have a rundown of the grid and see how we get on, shall we? So as usual, we will start at the back, and Hoppers has taken up that 10th position. Max is just in front of him in 9th. Kebabman's is 8th. Angry Man in his home country is in 7th. Angry Man. Stealth is in 6th, Hodgie is 5th, Declan is 4th, the Big Mac is 3rd, Niggle 2nd, and Wacky Racer in his usual spot of pole position. So we shall get this race underway. This is race 1 of 3. We've got this one which is sunrise. You can see it is nice and bright out there. We have another one for you this afternoon, and the last one of the day is going to be in the evening. It's a twilight race, so it'll be a little bit darker. So this is race 1 as they go up the hill onto the blind turn there. Wacky Rosa leading everybody down now through into the S's, and I'm just going to follow to make sure everybody's got through, and it looks like they have. You can see a great shot of the S's there as we follow Stealth through. So Stealth has managed to find himself back down there in 10th, so let's just see what happened to Stealth. It was definitely off the start, so everybody gets away. Stealth currently in 6th. He's got his teammate just behind him. Now, what's happened to Stealth? Oh, he's got himself on the grass. I'm sure he won't be the last to do that. Very easy to do. Quite a few penalty zones on this track. There's Wacky Racer. We followed him before through the S's, onto this short straight down towards turns 6 and 7. You don't want to run too wide here on the left or get on the power too early either. As you see, the Big Mac has gone out to the left and caused a bit of a problem. He's facing the wrong way. I was just about to say, you don't want to go too far out on the left, otherwise you get on the grass, and Big Mac did exactly that just to prove a point. Luckily he ghosted, so the cars can avoid him. But that has dropped the Big Mac all the way down to 10th position. That's not the start he wanted. So back up to Wacky Racer. Down the hill, he's got Niggle just behind him as they come towards this chicane. Another tricky spot here, very easy to spin off. Hodgie in 4th, just behind Declan. He's got Angry Man behind him, so the two Astons sandwiching Hodgie as Angry Man looks to try and make a move on Hodgie. So let's go on board with Angry Man as we take turn 1. Again, as we saw Stealth do, it's very easy to go off onto the left there. Now entering the S's, bit of a right left. You can almost straight line it through here. When it's hard on the brakes, you don't want to go too far out to the right. That's a penalty. But Angry Man's doing a good job of keeping it on track. Through the double right-handers, 6 and 7, and then onto this back straight. Wave to the crowd on the right. You can see we've got quite a good crowd going on there, all the camper vans, everybody camping out for this race. Bit of dirt being kicked up by Hodgie at the bottom of the hill into the chicane, and we got through there okay. So Hodgie and Declan are having quite a fight. So our race leader, Wacky, looking comfortable as he normally does. Can't quite get away from Niggle though, can he? Niggle's sticking close to him. Then we've got this battle between Declan and Hodgie. That's quite a reoccurring theme as well. I've just realised that James Stephen isn't here as well. Kebabman's in 6th. Hopper's up to 7th. So that's a good start for Hoppers. Stealth now made his way up to 8th, with Max in 9th and the Big Mac down in 10th after his spill on lap 1. I think it was lap 1. So Stealth all over the back of Hoppers. Stealth now in the slipstream, darts to the inside, although Hoppers will be on the inside as we approach this chicane. I think Stealth's going to get it done. He is. Tricky part of the track, that. And then you go over the blind bend and across the start finish line to start lap 4. So back up to the leader now. It does look like Wacky has started to pull away from Niggle. So whether Niggle's had a moment, I'm not too sure. But let's just go back a little bit. No, maybe not. I don't know. But he's definitely letting Wacky Racer get away from him. So let's just have a look at the tyres. So top 4 on the racing softs. Hodgie still behind Declan. Angry Man in 5th. He's on the racing softs. The Kebab Man's on the mediums, and he does look like he's putting Angry Man's under a bit of pressure. We're just approaching the 5-minute mark of this first 15-minute race. Kebabman's decided to get the medium tyres out of the way early. Hopper's going with the softs, same as Max and the Big Mac, and Stealth on the mediums. I know Stealth likes to get the mediums out of the way early as well. So a bit of catching up to do for Stealth. Somebody who's having no problems at all though is Wacky Racer out in front. I don't think he's got his teammate either with him. Robbie, there's quite a few guys missing. Robbie's missing, Mike is missing, James is missing. Aspect, as I mentioned earlier, I think has had to retire from this one. So yeah, quite a few guys missing. So Niggle's still in 2nd. Declan's still managing to hold Hodgie off. It looks like Angry Man's has fallen off the pace of those two a little bit. Kebabman's still pushing him hard. Kebabman's will get in the slipstream, although he is on the medium tyres, so Angry Man should be able to stay ahead of him, especially in the braking zones. Although the Kebab Man's is going to have a look. Angry Man's goes defensive and stays on the inside. Oh, and the Kebab Man, what a fantastic move that was. Very late on the brakes, on the medium tyres as well. And manages to get his nose ahead of Angry Man's, although nearly loses it going across the start finish line. But the Kebab Man's now up into 5th. A great move there to take that 5th spot away from Angry Man's. Oh no, he's picked up a penalty. That'll be for track limits as he at the top of the hill. So Angry Mans will surely take that 5th spot back again. We know what's happening out front, so we don't need to dwell on that with Wacky and Niggle 1 and 2. Although Declan seems to be getting closer now to Niggle. Hodgie's still there in 4th. So Declan, I think he's definitely getting closer. We are just over halfway now of race 1. As I say, relatively short course, this one, only 2.5 miles, and as you can see it is quite narrow, especially through the turns. The best overtaking spots are the back straight, obviously, and the short straight between turns 5 and 6. But obviously you've got to get right up the gearbox of the guy in front of you to make that move. And at the minute, nobody seems to be doing that. As we follow Declan through in 3rd. Hodgie just behind, but not close enough. I would say Hodgie is probably about 1.5 seconds behind Declan, so he's just out the slipstream. As we follow Hodgie through the chicane, up the hill, under the bridge, into the blind right-hander, and then down the hill and across the start-finish line to start lap 8. Angry Mans took that position back. Yes, I won't go back because it was when Angry Mans served his penalty we said he would. So that would have been a straightforward pass for Angry Mans, as Kebab Man's just served his penalty, although the Kebab Man's is definitely fighting back now. I'm not sure if there was a little bit of a bumper kiss there, but Angry Mans has not suffered for it. In fact, the Kebab Man's may have even dropped off a little bit as a result. But these two definitely having a good fight for that 5th position. We'll just go down the order. Big Mac in 7th, he's done well to get himself back up to 7th. Hopper's in 8th, coming under a bit of pressure from Stealth again. And then unfortunately Max down in 10th, so he's obviously had a moment at somewhere along the way. Let's just follow Stealth through as we look to see if we can take Hoppers. So we're on board, and Hoppers picks up a penalty as well, so Stealth will take that 8th position away from Hoppers. You can see the penalty bar starting to fill up. Hoppers will probably move to the right. Oh, he should move to no. He decides he's going to stay to the left. It doesn't either way. He got out of Stealth's way, and Stealth goes through. So down the hill towards the chicane, down through the gears. Careful with the power, you don't want to spin out there, very easy to do at that turn. And that's Stealth through to 8th, although Hopper's sticking with him. So the Big Mac on his own, also, I was going to say Kebab Man's, but he's not. He's actually right at the back of Angry Man, so these two are having quite a good fight. Talking of fights, let's go up and see what's happening with Declan, Niggle and Hodgie. No change there. Wacky Racer still way out in front. In fact, it does look like he's actually lapped Max as Wacky Racer, so he's under no pressure whatsoever. So So Nigel still in second and looking comfortable. So currently Declan has got that third podium spot, and he may well be opening the gap back to Hodgie. I would say it's a good couple of seconds. But Hodgie in fourth. Oh, yellow flag now. Why have we got a yellow flag? Who's gone off? Why have we got a yellow flag? Oh, well, I'm not quite sure what happened there, but we had the yellow flag being waved. So back to this fight for fifth. It's Angry Man and Kebabman's. Kebabman's getting right up the chuff of Angry Man's now if he can, getting that slipstream. Can he make a move on him again and get it done at the bottom of the hill before the chicane? Angry Man again goes defensive, goes to the inside. Kebabman's is going to have to go the long way round, although he will be on the inside if he gets it. Oh, he didn't. So a good defensive move there from Angry Man to keep Kebabman's behind him. As we started, oh, and Kebabman's has gone off. The Kebabman's went off at the grass. He's done well to get back on, although that has cost him a few tenths, and he is dropped off the back of Angry Man now. Again, another corner, very easy to do that first turn. You take that corner too quickly and you do go drifting off. We are into the last minute of race one here in America, in Georgia. Everybody spread out apart from these two, so this is where the fight is. So I'm going to go up to our race leader as he crosses the line to start lap 12. So I'm just going to try and follow the guys to see who's going to cross the line. Nichols definitely going to get another lap in. Declan will definitely get another lap in. We've got another 15 seconds, so Hodgie's going to cross. Angry Man's. Now then, we've got a spin. Who's that spun out in front? Let's have a look. It's Max. Unfortunately, Max has spun out and I missed it. Let's just quickly go back and have a look. So yeah, it was Max that spun off, which is what's caused the yellow flag. Angry Man's goes through to take another lap. Kebabman's comes down the hill and then crosses the start finish line. He's the first to finish in 6th position. The Big Mac got himself up into 7th after coming off on the first lap. So not a bad result considering for Big Mac. He takes 7th. Max finishes in 10th. Stealth is going to come across the line to take 8th, but he's got them medium tyres out of the way. Hoppers in 9th. And then we go back up now to our race leader and soon to be race winner. Down the hill and across the start finish line for a well deserved victory for Wacky Racer, so well done to him. Nigel in 2nd, he'll be pleased with that. Another good race from Nigel. Declan and gets the final podium spot, so well done to Declan, with Hodgie coming in 4th and then Angry Man 5th, and he should be pleased with that. That's a good result for Angry Man. So that was race 1 at Michelin Raceway Road, Atlanta. I hope you can join me shortly for race 2.